Yo, this is the last video of the entire school year. Not gonna make another one where I'm teaching and going through instruction. This is it. And so I wanna say you have made it to the end. It has been a privilege for me to be your math teacher this year. And I know we're going into the SOL, and I just wanna say, hey, listen, going into the test, all I want you to do is to simply do your best. This is one test among many, but it is just a test, and so it's not going to define you. I don't want you to go in with that type of pressure. I just want you to go in confident that you will do the very best that you can do, and that's all I will ask of you. So proud of you, proud of all the hard work that many of you have put in this school year, and I do wish you the very best. All right. So, hey, I'm going to, in this video, I'm going to walk through questions 16 through 32 of the practice SOL. And so let's get into it. Question number 16. So it says that what's the probability of selecting a card that is not blue, replacing it, and then getting a card that is red? Okay. So the problem tells us that the probability of getting a blue one is 20%. Then it tells us that the probability of getting a red one is 30%. Okay, so that's what it gives us. All right, so to find the probability of one that is not blue, guys, we've not done many probability problems where we have it in the form of a percent. Okay, but we know percents are out of 100, and so if 20% of the blue, 20% of them are blue, then not blue would be all the rest, the remaining percent. Okay, and so to get that, you just got to do 100, okay, minus 20, okay, and that is how we get the amount that is not blue, which is 80%. Okay, so 80, and then the probability of getting a red one is 30%. And once I have these two, I just need to multiply them, okay? Or actually, I'll do multiply them, or you could, again, the dot, either way. But I'm multiplying these two, okay? And so when you multiply them, when you put this in the calculator, the only thing you need to know is that Desmos, as soon as you go to multiply the 80%, it's gonna say of. And you just need to put of 1, okay? And so times 30%, okay? And again, of, you just need to put 1. So you type this into Desmos and it will give you the correct answer. So 80% of 1 times 30%. And we get 0.24. And if I look at my answer choices, that is 24%. Okay, so that is the answer there. All right, so that was question number 16. All right, now let's move on to question number 17. Okay, question number 17. All right, it says there's a spinner. The spinner is labeled W, X, Y, Z. Okay, and then it has a coin, and heads and tails, of course, are the sides of the coin. Okay, so then it asks me to find the probability of getting a Z and heads. Okay, so find the probability of getting Z and heads. Well, the probability of spinning a Z is 1 out of 4, so it's 1/4, times the probability of getting heads is 1 out of 2. And then all I have to do is multiply this, and 1/4 times 1/2 is 1/8. Okay, and so that is my answer there, 1/8. All right. Question number 18. Okay, question number 18. Okay, it says, so it's asking for which of these would be an independent event. Okay, so if it's independent, then you need to know that independent means that you are replacing it, okay? So that is what you're going to choose in the first box, okay? Independent is when you replace it, okay? And then it wants us to find the probability of getting a blue marble. Again, remembering that I'm replacing it because it's independent, then getting another blue one, okay? So, and the problem tells me that I have 3 blue marbles and 2 yellow marbles, okay? So the probability of getting a blue marble would be 3 out of total 5. I take the marble, I put it back, so I'm replacing it. So it's, and then the second time it's still 3 out of 5 because I put it back, and then I'm going to multiply those two. So 3/5 times 3/5, and that gives me 0.36, and that the answer is written as a percent, and so this would be 36%. All right. All right, moving on. Question number 19. Question number 19. All right, so it says we got 6 blue, we got 9 green, and then we have 10 orange, okay? And then it tells us what's the probability of getting an orange, okay? Not replacing it, so we're not putting it back, and then getting a blue tie, okay? Again, remember, we're not replacing it. So if we're not replacing it, that means it is dependent, okay? So the probability of getting an orange, there are 10 orange out of how many total? 10 plus 9 plus 6 is 25, okay? So I get an orange, and it says that I'm not putting it back, so that means I'm gonna lose 1. I have 1 less because I just grabbed an orange. Now what's the probability of getting a blue? It is 6 over 24, and I have to multiply these two, okay? So I'm gonna do 10 over 25 times 6 over 24, and that is gonna equal 0.1, okay? And so my answer is 1/10, 0.1. Now it asked me to put this on a number line, okay? So my number line, I have 1/2 in the middle, 1 there, and then I have 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And so hopefully you know that on the number line, again, there's 10 marks between the 1, and so each one of these is a 10th. So that would be 2/10, that would be 3/10, that would be 4/10, a half is 5/10, and 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, and then 9/10, okay? And so the 1/10 mark would be right here. So I would need to put my dot right there, okay? So that is the answer for 19. All right, question number 20. All right, so again, this one's a little harder for me to do here, but you have this box plot, and it tells you that, you know, you have these players, and you're trying to see how much is more than 10, how, you know, which player most likely scored more than 10 points or had the most games. All right, so I'm gonna draw real quick. This is Charles, 10. So you got to look at the 10, and then you're trying to see how much did Charles have above 10, because it says 10 or greater, okay? So Charles, when you look at his, he just had just a line over above 10. And then Dennis, okay, Dennis, if you look, his has a box. Actually, his has 2 boxes and then a line. Okay, so in other words, you got to remember that each piece is 25%. So Charles had 25% that was greater than 10. Dennis had 3 parts that was above, so he had 75%. So Charles has 25%. Dennis has 75%. Okay. Ronald, shout out to Ronald, that's a good name. Okay. Ronald had 2 parts that was greater than 10. So 25% here, 25% here. Okay. And then Stephen he also had 2 parts. Okay, so 25%, 25%. Okay, so both of Ronald and Stephen both had 50%. Okay, and so it's asking which player most likely had the most. And so based on looking at this box plot, again, Dennis had 3 sections that was above the 75%, above the 10. So Dennis is likely the player that had more above 10. Hey, Tatiana, we good? You're good?
You done?
Yeah, I'm not done, but it was going to be for a while.
Oh, shoot.
No, it's okay.
My bad.
No. Shout out to my girl Tatiana for interrupting the video. Now we back on it with question number 21. Number 21. So it says we got another one that is a box plot, and we're trying to figure out which class earned more, or what's the difference between the classes as it relates to who got 90 or more. So again, I'm not gonna draw this whole thing, but I'm looking at 90 and I'm looking at how much is above the 90. So class number 1, they have just a line, just this piece above 90, okay? And then class 2, they have a box, then a line, okay? All right, and so this is 25% for class 1, and then class 2 has 50%, okay, because it is 2, all right? So what you got to do is you're going to take the amount. So class 1 has 25%, and it has 18 students. So I'm doing 25%. This time is going to be of 18, okay? So 25% of those scored above a 90. And then for class 2, again, this has 50%. So it's 50%, and then it's of 50% of 13. And so once you calculate that, so 25% of 18 is going to give you 4.5. Okay, and then 50% of 13 is 6.5. Okay, and so then the final question says, what is the difference? So we got to actually subtract these. So then we just do 6.5 minus 4.5, and then the difference is going to be 2. Okay, so your difference is 2. All right. Question number 22. All right, question number 22. We got one more box plot, okay? And so on our box plot, it says what's going to happen if the baker bakes 20 batches of cookies on the 8th day. So, we have this box plot. Again, just going to roughly sketch this out. All right, the numbers, this part is at the lower is at 5. This is at 6. This is at 8. This is at 12, and then at 15. And so if the baker adds a number, okay, bakes 20 cookies, what's going to happen is this is no longer going to be our upper extreme. Now it's going to be all the way extended to that. So the answer is that the upper extreme will increase. Okay, the upper extreme will increase. Okay, and again, I should have reviewed this, but this is the lower extreme. This is the lower quartile. I spelled that wrong, but whatever. This is the median. This is the upper quartile. Why can't I spell quartile today? Quartile, and then this is the upper extreme. All right. So again, what's going to happen is if you throw a 20 in there, that is going to increase the upper extreme will increase. All right. Moving on. Question number 23. All right. Answer to that one, it's asking which has a negative relationship. Again, negative, it goes down from left to right. So you're looking for which one is going down, which one has dots that are moving down from left to right. That is going to be the negative scatter plot. And so for this one, it is scatter plot D. Scatter plot D is going down from left to right. All right. All right. Question number 24. Question number 24. All right. And this one, you're just going to plug this into Desmos. So Desmos calculator. Okay. You're going to start by putting C equals -1. So you're going to put that in a line. And then all you got to write is just the expression, just as you see it. Okay. So then you put this in. Okay. And when you do that, you get your answer. Okay. For the sake of time, I'm not trying to make this video super long. That you can do that on your own. All right, moving on. Question 25. All right. Question number 25. Okay, so for question number 25, we got to use the distributive property. The only thing that might, make this difficult is that we have decimals, but, you're still going to do the distributive property as you would any other time. So you got to remember distributive property, you got to multiply by both of these. So 4 times x is going to give you 4x. Then you're doing, 4, again, this is going to be a negative, but 4 times 2.5, that's going to give you 9, okay? And then it's -9. Now I'm multiplying -3.5 times 2, okay? -3.5 is going to give me times 2x is going to give me -7x, okay? And then -3.5 times -4 is going to give me a positive 13, okay? Sorry, hold on, that's not right. 12, let me just do it. I'm sorry, can't do mental math right now. -3.5 times -4. -14. I'm sorry, positive 14. Okay, knew that was off. Positive 14. And so when I get here, now I just gotta combine my like terms. Okay. Combine the like terms. 4x minus 7x is gonna give me a -3x when I combine those. And -9 plus 14 is gonna give me a positive 5. So our answer would be -3x plus 5. Question 26. All right. For this one, it says which has a domain of 2 and 3. 2, 3, and then range of 5 and 8. Again, these are my x's. These are my y's. So you're looking for which one has x's that are 2 and 3, and then which has y's that are 5 and 8. Okay. And again, we don't know exactly where they go, but we know, again, the y's need to be the second one. So 8 and 5, that is answer letter C. Okay, answer letter C. All right, moving on. Number 27. Okay, number 27. Oh, slope and the y-intercept. You need to remember that y equals mx plus b, and what it gives you, the slope is what the m is, the y-intercept is the b. Okay, so 4/3 x minus 7. Okay, again, this is the m. Okay, so that is the 4/3. Slope is 4/3. The b is the -7, and that is the y-intercept. Okay, so the slope is 4/3. The y-intercept is -7. Okay. Question number 28. Okay, question number 28. It says, you know, you're selling candy bars to get money to purchase new equipment. What is the independent variable? Okay, so the independent, you need to remember, is the cause. The dependent is the effect. Okay, so which one causes the other? And so we're looking for independent. So which one causes? So the number of candy bars that you sell is going to lead to more money raised. And so the answer would be, again, the number of candy bars. Okay. All right, moving on. We gotta get to the end, almost there. 29. Okay. And so you just need to write, this would be 2.6 times x plus 5 equals y. So all you got to do is to plug these numbers in to figure out which one matches. So what I would do is I would put this part in decimals right here, okay? And then put put x equals 2 and then x equals 5, and you got to make sure that it equals the y that are in the tables, okay? So plug this into decimals, 2.6x, and then put x equals 2, x equals 5, and then figure out which one matches the correct y's. All right, moving on. Question number 30. All right, here, all you got to do is the inverse operation. So we got negative 1/4 x minus 12 equals x plus 3. Okay, got to get all the x's on one side. So I would move the x's on this side because I want to move it to where I have more x's. Okay. Okay, so these are going to cancel. I got negative 12 equals 1.25x plus 3. Okay. Then I'm going to do the inverse, minus 3, that cancels. This gives me negative 15. Then divide that by 1.25, divided by 1.25, and that will give me my answer. All right. So negative 15 divided by 1.25, that gives me the answer there. All right, and then last two, question number 31. All right, same thing, I'm doing the inverse operation. Okay, got to get the p's by itself, but first I'm gonna go ahead and multiply this by 4 to move that over to the other side. So times 4 times 4, this is going to cancel, leaving me with 8p equals negative 3p minus 6. So now I'm going to plus the 3p plus the 3p. That's going to cancel, leaving me with 11p equals negative 6. Then I'm going to divide by 11, divide by 11. That cancels, gives me p equals negative 6/11. which is C. And then number 32. All right. Got to do the distributive property, -1/2 times 4x plus -1/2 times 2. This is -1/2 times 4 is going to give me -2x. -1/2 times 2 is going to give me a -1. Okay. Now, inverse operation plus 1, -2x divided by, I'm sorry, is less than or equal to 1. Divide by -2, divide by -2. And when I divide by a negative, I gotta flip that inequality symbol. And this is gonna give me -1/2, of course. So this is x is greater than or equal to -1/2. So I go to, this is 0, this is -1/2, and then this is 1. I'm going to go, it is going to be a closed circle, and then greater, I'm going to shade this way. All right, guys, I know that was long. I hope that helps. Remember, guys, when you approach the SOL, the goal is to get as many questions right as you can, okay? Yes, you won't necessarily know how to do every single one, but do not let that discourage you and cause you to not try on others, okay? There's going to be, all you got to get is half of the questions right in order to pass, and I believe you can do that. So, hey, happy studying. I love you all, and I wish you the best.